Man, that was one fantastic wild Russian boar hunt. Well, what do you do after you shoot one? You eat it. We had a leg of that Russian boar smoking on a smoker all day. And today, we're here with Jeff Stoll from Stoley's Hog Alley. We're going to show you one way Michoacan-style pork carnitas can taste great at your dinner table. Let's get started. The base layer to carnitas, to Michoacan carnitas-style tacos, is the taco shell.
Taco shell.
Very important part of it, just like the crust on a pizza. Well, today we're going to actually make taco shells. Now, the key to this is that I've never made a taco shell before, but Stoley is an expert of making taco shells, correct?
Yeah, but I've never made them, but I'm still an expert.
Okay, well, we have an expert number two who's never made them. But I went to the Mexican grocery store and they sell this, maseca, which is basically corn flour, flour made out of corn. I figured we'd cut that with some natural flour for binding, and it says add equal parts and then water and a pinch of salt, so how hard can it be? We'll give it a shot anyway. Simple. So I'm just gonna put some corn flour in there, put some regular flour right into the bowl. So we've got corn flour, regular flour, we're gonna add, about equal parts. You're gonna wing it because you're gonna turn that into a dough anyway. You wanna start kneading that with your hands.
Yeah.
And then we'll give it a pinch of salt.
A little bit more.
If you want it kneaded well, you know, a mixer works fine, but using your hands is always the best because it's old school, right?
Right. Anybody can do this.
It's like we used to do back in Jalisco, back in the 50s.
Back in the early 50s.
Early 50s. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to make it into probably the consistency of what would you say, a bread dough or a pasta noodle dough?
I would say more of a pasta.
Do you know what prego means please and thank you in Italian?
Huh. I did know
You say
that.
prego, and then someone gives you something, and you say prego.
You know when I learned that?
At the pasta sauce aisle.
I learned that tonight at Hog Alley. Oh, look at this.
I think it looks absolutely perfect
Maybe
now.
Just a little bit more flour.
A little flour. You want to probably coat it with flour because you're going to roll it out.
Oh, good idea.
You're going to just take some corn flour or wheat flour, rub it right on the rolling pin. This looks like one of those fancy ones, no stick.
Yeah.
But let's roll it out into what you think might be a homemade tortilla.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I appreciate it. That's all right.
That's okay. Hey,
all right.
I'm thinking we take like a ball like this.
Yep.
Maybe like that.
Looks good. Well, it says on the bag to roll it out into balls, so why don't we do that and
see, I didn't read.
And make kind of small, I think smaller tortilla shells probably.
Yeah, anybody can do this at home. All you need is a few little ingredients and a helper. Kids, wife, friends, we're gonna roll it.
Why not? And then we'll cut them. I'll go get the cutter. And you know what's actually pretty fun about this? We've never done this before, so we are absolutely improvising. It looks like we're going to need to put more coating on the corn flour. I notice doesn't like to. Can I give it a shot?
Please. Yeah. Right. You're a good roller.
It looks like we're going to just have to flour the pin a lot more because it's really sticking to the pin, and it's going to be a challenge to get this out big enough.
Well, I have an idea. Hold on. A lot of times in life, it's about improvising. I don't know if this will work, but let's just try this with like this one here.
Oh, you're using a hamburger maker to try to squish it down.
And we'll just kind of flour it up and...
Like a homemade little tortilla press almost.
I don't know.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's a little small.
Oh,
but,
it looks great.
So we get that off of there with
how
about our...
should have floured it.
I did, but we also have one of these.
And see, when you try something for the first time, you often have kind of a mess going on, don't you?
Yeah, but
that's part of the fun. And then drop it in separately. See if it'll keep its form, and then kind of lift it up. Wow, it looks like it's turning out great. Oh, geez. I just dropped those right in. I will not be going in after those. Well, here we go. There's our first tortilla shell. Look at that.
Wow, that
looks absolutely awesome and perfect.
Oh, that's going to be delicious.
That is going to be delicious.
Thin,
let me tell you what, it's unbelievable. This boar was smoked on a smoker. A neighbor of mine smoked it. Comes out real tender, breaks apart. We're going to serve it Michoacan style. So first we have to add a little cumin and paprika right to the top of it. I'll dust it with a little paprika. It gives it a little color, a little darker color. And then cumin, a little cumin seed. That's what gives it that distinctively Mexican taste. Michoacan is a region in Mexico, and then we're just kind of roll it together like that in here. And it's going to go in the deep fryer because Michoacan style carnitas it's got a crust on the outside and it's tender in the middle. So, Stoll, you want to throw that in the deep fryer?
Right in the deep fryer.
And that's only going to go for about 30 seconds or so. You just want a little crust. And that pork is just sweet enough that it gets a little crusty on the outside. And then we're just going to assemble our tacos, and it's that easy. Stoli, that should be set. See how it's got that nice crispy texture to it? And what does it smell like when it's cooking? Tell me. I know you can tell me what it smells like.
It smells like pork.
It smells like bacon, cooking.
Oh,
Oh, man. Nice crispy texture on the outside. Gonna give it a nice crunch in there, but tender and juicy on the inside. Stoli, it's phenomenal, isn't it?
I tried it.
You tried it. We're gonna finish these up Mexican style. So we're gonna use the pork with some cilantro and onion, top it with a dollop of Mexican sour cream, and then you can finish it off with salsa or hot sauce, however you like it. Oh, my stomach is just gurgling.
I hear it. And our homemade salsa.
I cannot wait to try these. I really can't.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my. Hey, cheers.
Oh, unbelievable.
One more bite. Oh my.
We may have outdone ourselves. You got smoked wild boar on the inside, which has got a flavor that's almost similar to bacony quality and taste. Crispy texture on the outside, chewy on the inside, mixing with the sweet salsa, soapy taste of the cilantro, sweetness of the onions. Gosh, that's really good. And we did it all from scratch. These are the first tacos shells we ever made, and they turned out awesome.
They're excellent.
This has been a great show. What a great hunt. Thanks to Troy Storch and Midwest Industries. Thanks to Superior Game Ranch. And thanks always to Jeff Stoll at Stoley's Hog Alley. We'll see you next time on Kill It, Clean It, Cook It with me, Joel Clayton.
Thanks, Joel.